Well, good afternoon, YouTube. Thought to just do a quick vlog about the election, which is this time next week. Now, I know Russell Brand is proud of the fact that he doesn't vote, but that's a little bit rich when he's one of the biggest complainers about the state of the country and the state of the world. Not voting is not a protest, because all you're doing then is assuring the status quo. So if you're a passionate greenie or a nationalist, get out and vote. It's your responsibility to the country to take part in such issues. RAF Hawk? Yes, sorry, not voting. It's not a protest. It's the exact opposite. If you want to feel like you've got a part to play, then the first place to start is by going to the polling station next week and putting your X on the paper for whatever party seems to support your views. And if none of them support your views, vote for the Raving Loony Party. That then is a protest. Because if suddenly the Monster Raving Loony Party won an MP, do you not think that the bloated plutocrats who live in the carpeted corridors of Westminster and Whitehall wouldn't start thinking, well, why's this happened? And then you are protesting. But by not voting, you're not protesting, you're just proving you're lazy. Now, personally, I don't care who you vote for. I hope it's not the Tories or UKIP or the National Front. But if that is what you believe, then you've got a perfect right to go and put your name, put your cross next to that name. And I will not knock you for it. I will, however, knock you if you don't get off your arse and vote. Because basically you're just being lazy. We all pay a lot of tax in this country. And one of the ways that you can exercise your right as a taxpayer to have a say in what goes on is by voting. So please, for the country's sake, go out and vote. It's important. As it stands at the moment, things are too close to call as to which one's going to win. It's probably going to land up being a hung parliament again. Now, personally, I would like a party holding the balance of power which isn't one of the nationalist parties. Because Nicola Sturgeon speaks a good line in rhetoric, but at the end of the day, she's a politician. Which means if she's kissing a baby, she's stealing from the mother as she's doing it. Because that's what politicians are. They're all primarily self-serving. And that goes to the woman from Plaid Cymru as well. Now, personally, I think we are better off together than we are apart. The United Kingdom has been a force for good for most of the last 300 years. And to break it up for what are pretty trivial reasons, really, given the amount of devolved power that the Scottish legislature now have, is just selfish. But please, 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 go out and vote. Doesn't matter who you vote for, just go out and vote. Exercise your democratic rights. Because quite a lot of people who claim, I've never voted, I've no interest in politics, are the first people to turn around and say, we live in a democracy, I have rights. But with rights comes a responsibility. And one of those responsibilities is to vote. Now, personally, I would like to vote for a party which would fix the roads, make cyclists use cycle paths when provided, come down like a ton of bricks on people with unsafe cars and driving dangerously. But, you know, I'm a fairly simple person. It's my wife, my cat and my bike. Although I think my wife would probably say it was the bike, the wife, the cat. But the world is what we make it. And only we can make it. So, don't be a lazy bastard and think, oh well, I can't be arsed. It takes 10 minutes out of your day. That's all. Do it on the way to work, do it on the way to college, do it on the way home from work, on the way home from college. Surely you can spend 10 minutes going down your local polling station and sticking your cross next to a name. And like I say, if you don't agree with any of them, vote for the fucking Loony Party. You know, there's usually some form of Loony Party in most constituencies. If you don't like the Tories, you don't like the Conservatives, you don't like the Greens, you don't like the Liberal Democrats, you don't like the National Front, you don't like UKIP, sorry, the BNP, then vote for the Loony Party. Or vote for your local independent if there's one standing. But just go out and vote, please. Because quite frankly, I don't want to be saddled for another 5 years of Cameron and his cronies selling the country's crown jewels off to their Etonian mates, because that's what's going to happen if you don't. So think about what you're doing before you make the decision, because what you lot do next week will decide the fate of this country for the next 5 years, and that's a big responsibility.